right, welcome back. Remember Andy Warhol?
Yeah.
Of course you remember
Yes.
Andy Warhol. He's the artist, the icon, the Technicolor multi-square paintings of all of the famous faces, the Campbell soup can. You remember all of that pop art. All right. There is a new documentary on Netflix about Warhol's life and career. It's called The Andy Warhol Diaries. I'm going to give you my thoughts later, but first, a trailer.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1, action.
Andy Warhol's greatest work of art is Andy Warhol.
He was big.
Genius.
Art, music, film,
Fashion.
He created his own style, his own affectations.
Icon.
Andy was creating contemporary culture.
I am Warhol. No one's more famous in the 20th century than Andy Warhol. Andy.
But I don't think you'll ever figure Warhol out, and I hope no one ever does. The wig, what he says, that's a guise.
The diaries are Andy's thoughts in Andy's words. No other part of his work shows this.
I went down to the office because they were making a robot of me.
Andy's wish is finally coming true.
Warhol was so good at hiding parts of his life.
Was Andy out? Well, he was never in, so...
There's all of these little stories that are still there to be uncovered.
I saw Andy screaming in pain.
The Catholic imagery that surely is related to the AIDS crisis.
There are things that you can see in the work if you look for it.
This quote of his, "You want to know anything about my work, look behind it, there's nothing there," is really just not true. Within the diaries, there are these clues that he did have these intimate relationships.
Andy was in love with Basquiat. I don't know if it was sexual, but there was a relationship there.
He broke every rule. He made you look at things in a completely different way, and that's what art is.
He was just very sensitive about where he fit in.
There was this dream, this desire to be someone else, to escape.
I'm just a freak. I wasn't very close to anyone. Although, I guess I wanted to be.
I'll tell you what, I've been looking forward to this one for a while, and I was not let down when I saw it. If you want to know about Andy Warhol, this will teach you that and then some, believe me. This might be for diehards only because this is 6 parts, 6 full parts. Some of them are like 52, 53 minutes. Some of them are hour and 20-ish.
Right.
So you're going to need to devote some time to this for sure. I found this thing to be sometimes sort of hypnotic, kind of melancholy. There was some sadness, some music.
He kind of exuded that feeling.
He did.
I mean, even if you're not a diehard, you know, Warhol is such a huge name in the world of art.
Huge.
In our lifetimes,
Yeah.
it'd probably be just a good thing to check it out just so you know more about it.
You understand
You can be a little
more.
more conversant in what he was trying to do and what he was trying to say.
Exactly.
If they ever unravel something like that totally.
And it was interesting because you would hear this music and it was kind of sad, and then all of a sudden it would launch into the Bee Gees, and we're talking about Studio 54, and you're seeing all those great behind-the-scenes photos with him and, Halston and Bianca Jagger, and they're all in the club together, and Liza, and it just looks like the funnest thing ever. Maybe, because that was a really interesting time in New York City for sure. One thing that's interesting, these episodes are based on Warhol's actual extensive diaries. And you hear what you think is his voice reading from them, but the filmmakers are very, very upfront about the fact that the voice is manufactured, okay?
Oh, okay.
It uses this AI technology. Okay, that documentary Roadrunner about Anthony Bourdain took a lot of heat, a lot of criticism over that, because nobody really knew that until later on. They realized it really wasn't him. Now, in the Andy Warhol diaries, there are times it sounds a little bit robotic. But the visuals, in my opinion, are so compelling, I totally got over that. I listened to it, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not finished with it yet. I'm still into it.
Yeah.
Because there were times it's so rapid fire that I'm like, take the little bar and back it up. I'm like, wait, what was that? Did I understand that correctly? Because there are some stories that you almost have to hear it again to believe it.
Yeah.
you
or
almost
keep the closed captioning on. So
yeah, and it's
so
like,
you know what's
wait,
being- yeah.
that's so unusual. But he was so unusual. But apparently, he said at one time that he'd rather be a machine than human because it would be easier, because machines have fewer problems, emotionless. And he either tried to be that way or tried to make out like he was just emotionless, you know?
Yeah.
But this documentary delves into his sexuality, definitely R-rated. This is not at all for the kids. His fascination with celebrity, body image issues that he had about himself. It's really, really deep, but it's really telling.
Incredibly complex person.
Very complex, just as the documentary on Netflix right now. So there you go.
We'll be right back.